Good morning, everybody. Happy day. I'm Alicia Renice, and I am an artist. And today I am here to encourage you and inspire you and hopefully help you to get over your fears. Now, we'll talk more about that in 1 second, but first, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. If any of this has been helpful, if you have taken any tips, if you think you need to share it with somebody else, please do. This will definitely help the channel grow and also help other people reach their dreams. But first, I want to shout out my Patreons, my new patrons on Patreon, Miss Carla Walker, and Miss Proud Mary. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for supporting my vision, my art. And yeah, I'm excited. Get over to Patreon if you want free things like podcasts, like secret podcasts and lives and content and demos and music and free art and all the things. Okay, so check it out at the link in the description. So let's get into today's topic, fear. Fear is a very powerful thing. Fear stops people from doing things that they should be doing. Fear makes people do things that are really irrational. You know, people do a lot of horrible things out of fear of not eating, not being able to provide for themselves, fear of people's judgments, fear of, insecurity. You know what I mean? Like, fear is a very powerful thing. Like, it's not something that we can see, but we see its influences everywhere, from people being greedy to keeping everything to themselves because they're afraid of losing. You know what I mean? We see the impact of fear everywhere. In animals, when you're walking down the street, you can see, we're in Florida right now, so lizards will be walking and you'll see them skid across the thing because they're afraid of oh God, I don't want to, I don't want to die. I don't know what kind of predators there are out there for lizards, but they know. And that's why they run. Much like animals, even though we're not, we belong to the animal family. Yeah. Fear, I'm going to make a case for it. Fear is actually like well-wishing. I think it means well. I think, well-meaning, I should say. It means well. I feel like we need fear because, if we didn't have fear, we'd be out here acting crazy. We'd be out here running through the street, not worried about getting hit on the car, touching fire, burning up, falling from far buildings. God gave us fear, and fear is a gift. It's supposed to reel us back in when we're thinking about doing some crazy things, or, even to the money part, I only have $20 in my pocket. Maybe I shouldn't play it on the numbers this week because I need to buy groceries. Like, the fear of not having enough, the fear of lack. The problem begins when we allow fear to stop us from doing the things that we know that we should do. That's the problem. It's not the fact that we have fear. I feel like, again, we'll have fears for the rest of our lives because we're trying to navigate and survive this world. But when we allow fear to stop us from living our best lives, that's when it becomes a problem. And I talk about this extensively in my podcast, The Full Well Project, and in Black Girls Make Music. Those are two podcasts I host. And fear again is so hard because it comes up in times when it's not necessary. Like, it comes up in times when it's necessary, but also when it's not necessary. And when it comes to creating art, when it comes to sharing, it's really unnecessary. And I understand the fear because I feel it. And like I said, I always say this. As I'm saying this to you, I'm saying this to myself. This is stuff that I'm working through too. I feel the fear when I'm about to post something or share music or start a video, or when I want to record something in front of my husband because I'm afraid of him judging me. And this is my husband. This is someone who has vowed to take care of me, vowed to love me in every form, but I still feel that fear and insecurity. Why? Because I'm human. I'm human. I am human. I think the fear is, when you get to the core of it, is death. We all fear death. We all fear dying. And so while my husband judging me might not kill me, it's still this death of his respect for me, or this death of, if I'm worried about my friends judging me, it's a death of a social group. You know what I'm saying? It's the death of my social status within that group. It's the death of, people looking at me and thinking highly of me. You know what I mean? Fear is a real thing. It really comes from real places. I've been trying to work through fear. And I say through for a reason, and talk to you about that in a second. I've been trying to work through fear for my whole life. As an artist, I'm turning 30 next week. And as a 30-year-old, I still struggle with the fear of other people's opinions and judgments. And it's crazy because you look at older people, like my grandmommy, who's 80-something years old, she doesn't care. She doesn't care anymore. It's not that she doesn't care about herself. She just doesn't, she speaks her mind, and she's not really okay, whatever, I said what I said. And that freedom, I'm trying to aspire to that freedom before I reach that age. Because I don't want to live my whole life censored. I don't want to live my whole life in fear of other people's opinions. Because for me, it's a deeper issue. I think the fear of other people, I'm a Christian woman, the fear of other people is making them my gods, is making their opinions, their views of me my God. God himself has given me a gift to share. And if I don't share that gift because of what other people think, what is that saying about him? What is that saying about his place in my life? And I'm not saying that to condemn you. I'm not saying that to make you feel bad, but that's just something I've been thinking about and that I've been wrestling with and I've been convicted of. If God gave me the gift, that should be enough. If he gave me a message to share, that should be enough for me to get on here and record a video and share it with you guys, without worrying about, oh, what if nobody watches the video? What if people give me a thumbs down? That's so silly. Like, God, the creator of the universe, has given me a gift, has given me a message, has given me a platform to be able to speak my mind. We live in 2020 at this point, where anything is possible, where you can upload a video from your phone and share something, and it's so crazy because people share all types of stuff. People share gossip and slander things and like slanderous things. And, why can't I come on here and spread some positivity? Why does imposter syndrome show up? Like, where does that come from? Like, I'm trying to figure that out myself. And I'm sure you ask yourself the same thing. Why can't I just share this? Why can't I just share this photo? Why can't I just share this song? Like, who says it has to be perfect? Who says that it has to be flawless? Who says that it has to be Beyonce or bust? Like, this is crazy. Like, where is this coming from? A part of me feels like it's from the enemy, but it's also from ourselves. And we can be our worst enemy. Now, I said work through fear because I really feel like fear will never leave us. We'll never get rid of fear. Like, we'll never get rid of fear and insecurities. But what I do think we can do is work through it. I think that we can grow the strength, grow the muscle to quiet it more and to not allow it to sit in the front seat. Like, it's up to us to get in the front seat to, do what we're put on earth to do. Sorry if you hear horns. Like, we're in a hotel and like there's a lot of traffic outside. But anyway, like, it is up to us to get in the front seat. It's not up to us to determine, it's not our job, it's not our business to determine how people will respond to what we put out, how people will accept it, if they will accept it or not. It's not our business to figure out how to get, even though people are like, oh, they sell a lot of courses on like how to get more followers and how to be more likable and all this other stuff. I think there are things that you can do to help you, but it's really about you. You have your own voice, you have your own opinion, you have your own artistry, like your voice, whatever, like skills. Like, these are things that God gave you that are important to share. Like, how dare we be like, oh, I'm not good enough to share it? No, God has equipped you. God has given you the stuff. Like, he has given you the stuff. It's almost like someone giving you a gift. Like, if God gave me a gift, like a box, or if my friend gave me a gift and he put all this work into it and it's amazing. And I'm like, oh, thank you, but I don't want to put this on display to show anybody, or I don't think this is good enough. That's the same thing that we do to God all the time when it comes to our gifts. Like, I do it all the time. And I'm so convicted about it, and I'm doing the work to change it, which is why I'm showing up here and doing this stuff, and unscripted and sometimes scripted and, messy and in a hotel room corner in front of a sunlight. Like, do what you can with what you have. Like, there's a scripture, and I'm paraphrasing it, but basically it's like God brings the increase. So we can do all of this stuff. We can do all these things. But if God is not at the forefront of it, if he is not at the root of it, then what's the point? Like, that's basically what the scripture is saying. Like, I can build a wall around a city, but if God is not, fortifying or protecting the city, what is the point of building a wall? I can work from sun up till sundown and still be broke, because that's not what God told me to do. I'm trying to be obedient. I'm trying to be a lot more brave. And I think bravery, all it is not the absence of fear. It's the work to work through fear. Like, there's a song, and I posted a video before about this, and it's like, when I was younger, I remember they were talking about, it's like a story and you're going through brush or something, or like trees. And it says, you can't go over it. You can't go under it. You must go through it. You must go through it. You must go through your fear. You must go through those hard places of worrying about if people are going to say something to you. And just like in brushes or bushes, you might get cut up. You might get scratches. You might run into a spider web. You might, I don't know, like you might fall on your hands and knees. But when you get up and you reach the other side, you see how beautiful it is out there. I love when I put out a project and people say that it resonated with them. I love that. And had I not worked through my fear and put it out there, then I would never get that satisfaction. Or I've written songs where I've talked about heartbreak and pain and chaos and confusion, and people tell me that that really helped them. Or I've written books, poetry books, and it doesn't have any solve in it. It doesn't have any like, oh, this is how you get over heartbreak. No, it's like, this sucks, you know? And I literally had a woman come up to me and she said, I read your book and it really helped me because I'm going through a breakup myself. And that moved me. And imagine if I had been so selfish and so wrapped up in myself that I didn't put out that art. That person wouldn't have been touched. I wouldn't have been, that was my job. Like, if it was just one person that was moved by what I put out, then I did my job. You know what I mean? What are you holding back? What are you holding back that could be touching other people? It could be messy. It could be sloppy. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to have a how-to to get over this. You sharing your message and your journey is enough. And I'm sorry that people made you feel like, I am so sorry that people made you feel like your message is not important, or that you're not important, or that you're disposable, or that you're trash, or that you're not talented, or that, you know what I'm saying, you're not good enough. That is all a lie. Because you are here, you are good enough. Because God created you, you are good enough. He didn't make you just to be out here looking dumb. No, he don't waste his energy or his time or his resources. You are not a waste of energy, time, or resources. You are a gift. You are a gift to the world. You are a gift to yourself. You are a gift to God. You are priceless. Walk in that identity. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's hard because it's hard for me. It's so hard for me. Because, you know, even though, like, that's why I try to read scripture. I try to edify myself through the scripture. I try to let God edify me through his scripture, because people are everywhere. Like, they're telling you all the time how much you suck, how much you're not good enough. Commercials tell you how much you're not good enough so that they get you to buy the product. Your friends tell you how much you're good enough. Social media tells you how much you're not good enough. Like, it's a constant war that we're in. And if you have to take yourself out of that war and able to protect yourself, do that. But don't not share. Just remove the things that are discouraging you and that are distracting you. Again, I'm an advocate for social media breaks. I have taken social media breaks, and I'll do a video on that too, where I didn't go on there for 30 plus days. And it was amazing. I was so clear. I was so like focused. Like, I didn't have all these distractions of people telling me all these things. I could hear God more clearly. You know, like, literally getting on social media is like being tossed by the waves. Like, one person is like saying, no, do this, post 10 times a day. No, post only one time. Don't use these hashtags. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. So again, acknowledge fear. Say, hey, I recognize that you're trying to protect me, but I got it. I got it. That's essentially the whole point of this video. It's not about getting rid of fear, because fear is important. Fear is important to our survival. It's important for us to move through the day-to-day. You know, we pick up on things. Women call it intuition, where you know someone is just not who they say they are. You know what I mean? And so when we don't listen to that, that's when we get hurt. That's when we get, you know, heartbroken and all this other stuff. God gave us fear and intuition for a reason. But don't allow your fears, especially your fear. Like, what is the worst that's going to happen to you if somebody dislikes your video? People dislike my videos all the time. My husband and I have an RV page where people dislike our videos and leave criticizing remarks and stuff like that. We don't die. We're good. You know what I'm saying? We're good. But there's also a slew of people that are there supporting us, whether that be on YouTube or not. Like, my mom edifies me, my friends. Like, get around people who really love you for you, not for what you put out. You know what I'm saying? Be around those people. Remove the distractions. Put on the blinders. I got that from a woman back in DC who I hope to interview and show her to you, because she's amazing. But she was telling me to put on the blinders. Stop worrying about your age. Stop worrying about what you're not capable of. Stop worrying about what other people think and all this. It's all distractions. It's all distractions. And it's all stopping you from doing what you were put here to do. So I hope this video was helpful. Again, feel free. If you want a message, leave a comment. Like, what are you struggling with? What are you struggling with? What are you trying to get through? How are you working through your fears? What is something that you can say to your fear? Let it be kind. Let it be graceful. You could say, again, I acknowledge you, fear, but I got this. I thank you, but I got this. And let me know. Let me know in the comments. Again, feel free to share, like, subscribe. Sign up for Patreon if you want to get all the free goodies, more like one-on-ones with me, more music, more art, that kind of thing. And yeah, I look forward to talking to y'all soon, okay? So until next time, y'all. Bye.